In a world where financial anxiety has become the norm, most people search for stability only in numbers, in income, accounts, and spreadsheets. But true peace with money doesn't begin in the bank. It begins in your energy. This new ritual is where ancient wisdom meets modern finance. The water blessing ritual plus emergency fund hack. It's not about superstition or luck. It's about alignment, using one of the most powerful forces on earth, water, to reset your vibration of safety, and combining it with one of the most proven financial strategies, building your emergency fund. Because when you learn to bless what you already have, you stop living in fear and you start creating flow. And that flow becomes wealth. What if blessing a simple glass of water could become the first step toward financial freedom? It sounds impossible, but water remembers. Every word, every emotion, every intention you speak into it shapes its structure, and yours. Now imagine holding a glass in your hands, calm, clear, full of potential. You whisper, "I drink peace. I drink stability. I drink abundance." You take a slow sip, and something shifts. The fear that's been sitting in your chest starts to dissolve. The panic about bills softens. The noise in your head quiets. And in that silence, a new thought appears. What if I could actually build my safety, not from worry, but from intention? Because money and water have one thing in common. They flow toward those who honor them. So today, you'll learn how blessing your water can bless your bank account, and how calm, consistent energy can become your greatest form of wealth. Water is alive. It listens, absorbs, and remembers. Every molecule carries the frequency of what it's exposed to, words, emotions, even thoughts. When you speak to water with love, gratitude, and peace, you're not changing the water. You're changing yourself, because you are made of the same element. 70% of your body mirrors that sacred substance. Every blessing you give to water becomes a vibration that moves through you, softening stress, dissolving fear, and restoring flow. That's why this ritual works. It's not superstition. It's science meeting spirit. When you hold a glass of water and speak intention into it, you're creating coherence, alignment between your mind, your heart, and your reality. The calm you send into the water returns as calm within you. And when your inner world becomes peaceful, your outer world starts reflecting that peace back. Now imagine combining that calm energy with a clear, grounded financial habit, building your emergency fund. 3 to 6 months of expenses, protected in a separate account, not as a response to fear, but as an expression of freedom. Each deposit you make, even if it's small, is an act of trust. You're telling your future self, you are safe, you are supported. You can breathe. The water ritual opens your energy. The emergency fund grounds it. Together, they form a bridge between vibration and reality, one feeding the other. When you bless your water each morning, you begin your day in flow. When you save a small amount each week, you anchor that flow into form. The energy becomes structure, and structure becomes freedom. Try this for 1 week. Each morning, bless your water with intention. Speak words of safety, stability, and gratitude. Each week, move even $10 into your emergency fund. Watch what changes. You'll feel your relationship with money soften. The anxiety that once ruled your thoughts will start to fade. You'll make decisions from calm, not from panic. You'll start to trust again, both yourself and the process. As your savings grow, so does your sense of peace. You begin to understand that real wealth isn't measured by how much you have, but by how stable you feel. Because when your nervous system knows you're safe, your mind becomes creative. Your intuition sharpens. You start noticing opportunities that were invisible before. Blessing your water is how you open the flow. Building your emergency fund is how you hold it. It's not about luck. It's about alignment between who you are, what you believe, and how you act. When your emotions and your habits move in harmony, life responds with grace. So every sip you take becomes a prayer. Every deposit you make becomes protection. And together, they build something priceless, peace that pays interest forever. Alex from Washington knew what it meant to live on the edge. Every 2 weeks, his paycheck came in, and within days, it was gone. Rent, bills, groceries, gas, and then nothing left but stress. Nights were restless, mornings were heavy, and the thought of saving money felt like a cruel joke. He wasn't lazy, he wasn't irresponsible, he was simply trapped in a cycle of survival. Then one evening, scrolling through videos before bed, he came across something unexpected. A short clip about blessing water. It sounded strange, almost too simple to matter. But something about the calmness in the speaker's voice caught his attention. The next morning, before heading to work, he decided to try it. He filled a glass of water, held it between his palms, and whispered the words he'd heard. I drink calm. I drink abundance. I am safe. He didn't expect a miracle. It felt awkward, even silly at first, but something subtle shifted. The act of pausing, of holding that glass with intention, quieted his racing thoughts. He drank slowly, as if absorbing the peace he was asking for. And for the first time in months, he left for work feeling grounded. He kept doing it. Each morning, the ritual grew more natural. The words began to carry weight. Within a week, he noticed his mind reacting differently. The anxiety that usually hit when checking his bank balance was softer. Instead of spiraling, he started thinking clearly. He realized he couldn't keep waiting for more money to start saving. He had to start now, no matter how small. So he opened a new account and named it Emergency Fund. Every Friday, he transferred $25 into it, automatically, without thinking. It wasn't much, but it was consistent. By the end of the month, there was $100. The next month, $500. He stopped dismissing small wins and started celebrating them. 6 months later, his emergency fund held nearly $3,000. But what surprised him most wasn't the balance. It was how peaceful he felt. The same person who once panicked at the idea of unexpected expenses now felt secure, even empowered. The ritual had become his anchor. He said, "The more I blessed my water, the less reactive I became. And when I felt peace, I finally started saving consistently." It was like the water and the money started flowing together. That's the quiet magic of this ritual. It bridges the invisible with the tangible. The water clears fear from the mind, and the savings build strength in the real world. Together, they transform chaos into clarity. Alex no longer blesses water because he's desperate. He does it because it works, because each sip reminds him that security doesn't start with money. It starts with mindset. And once peace enters your energy, stability follows in your life. That's how survival turns into stability. One sip, one deposit, one calm morning at a time. Here's your next step, the practical heartbeat of this ritual. Building an emergency fund isn't just about money. It's about safety. It's your invisible shield, the foundation beneath your peace. Because true abundance isn't found in constant gain. It's found in knowing that even when the world shakes, you remain steady. Start small. Don't wait for extra money. Don't wait for the perfect month. The act itself is sacred. Each deposit, even $10, is a declaration. I protect my peace. Here's how you do it. Open a separate account. Name it something that carries emotion, not fear. Safety fund, calm account, or sacred reserve. This isn't a punishment, it's a promise. Each week, after blessing your water, transfer a small amount into that account. It can be $10, $20, or the cost of one dinner out. The amount doesn't matter, the consistency does. Because saving isn't about numbers, it's about energy direction. When you save with gratitude instead of fear, you tell your subconscious, I am safe. I am supported. I am building stability, and that belief begins to shape your behavior. You start to spend differently, not from scarcity, but from awareness. You begin to realize that saving isn't restriction. It's preparation for freedom. Now let's make it tangible. Aim to save 3 to 6 months of essential expenses. Rent, food, bills, transportation. Not all at once. Brick by brick, sip by sip. Each contribution, no matter how small, adds a layer of security to your life. When emergencies happen, and they always do, your fund becomes your calm in the storm. No panic, no chaos. Just action from peace. You handle life differently because you've created a safety net with love, not fear. And here's the energetic secret. Every time you transfer money into your emergency fund, bless it like you bless your water. Whisper, "This deposit is safety. This deposit is confidence. This deposit multiplies peace." In that moment, your bank account becomes a mirror of your mindset. Steady, clear, expanding. You'll notice your energy shift every time you save. You'll feel more grounded, more in control, more magnetic to stability. Because what you honor grows, what you bless expands. So treat your emergency fund like a sacred lake, still, deep, always replenishing. Add to it with reverence, protect it fiercely, and watch how life begins to respond differently. When your safety is secure, creativity awakens. When your base is calm, opportunities rise. That's the paradox of peace. When you no longer chase safety, abundance starts chasing you. Your emergency fund is more than savings. It's your sanctuary. It's your silent declaration that you are finally safe and ready for more. Water is both mystery and science, the most ordinary element in the world, and yet the most extraordinary mirror of life. It holds memory, responds to vibration, and reflects the energy you pour into it. Dr. Masaru Emoto's famous experiments revealed that when people spoke words of love, peace, or gratitude to water, its molecular structure formed beautiful, harmonious crystals. But when exposed to anger or fear, the crystals fractured into chaotic shapes. Now, think about what that means. You are made of 70% water. Every thought, every word, every financial decision you make is influencing the vibration within you. When you bless your water and drink it consciously, you're not performing superstition. You're performing biology. You are programming your body and your reality for calm, confidence, and flow. Here's where spirituality and science meet in perfect harmony. When you perform the water blessing ritual, your nervous system begins to relax. Breathing deeply while focusing on intention activates the parasympathetic system, the body's natural state of safety. As cortisol, the stress hormone, lowers, clarity rises. You think better. You make wiser choices. You no longer act from fear. You act from focus. That's the science of peace, and peace is the foundation of wealth. On the mystical side, water represents flow. It never resists. It adapts. It moves around obstacles without losing its essence. When you connect to water through blessing, you align your energy with that universal principle, the ability to move through life's challenges while staying in motion. Financially, your emergency fund works the same way. It's the physical reflection of energetic flow, a reservoir that absorbs shock and prevents stagnation. Just as water balances your body, your emergency fund balances your financial ecosystem. It holds the energy of preparedness, dissolving panic before it forms. And here's the fascinating part. Neuroscience confirms what mystics have always known. When the brain feels safe, it becomes creative. Safety isn't luxury. It's chemistry. The moment your brain senses stability, both emotional and financial, it begins to open new neural pathways for opportunity, problem solving, and long-term vision. That's why the ritual and the fund are one system. Inner peace meets outer stability. Blessing your water calms your cells. Building your fund calms your circumstances. Together, they tell your subconscious, I am safe. I am supported. I am prepared. And from that frequency, everything shifts. You begin to feel that wealth isn't random. It's responsive. It's not chasing luck. It's channeling flow. Because water teaches the ultimate financial truth. Abundance doesn't come from holding tighter. It comes from letting go with structure. So when you bless your water, remember, you're not just purifying liquid, you're purifying your mind. And every calm drop you drink becomes a ripple in your reality, one that leads straight to freedom, stability, and peace. Choose a quiet moment in your day, ideally early morning, when the house is still and your mind hasn't yet been captured by notifications. Sit at a table, straighten your back, and bring a glass of filtered water close to your chest, holding it with both hands as if it were something sacred. Inhale deeply through your nose, and as you exhale, release the tension from your shoulders. Repeat 3 times until your body begins to slow down. Look at the surface of the water as if it were a mirror and softly declare, with clear intention, I bless this water with peace, protection, and prosperity. I drink calm. I drink abundance. I am safe. Bring the glass to your lips and take 3 conscious sips, pausing between each one to feel the coolness traveling down your throat and spreading as stability through your chest and abdomen. Visualize that stability extending into your wallet, your bank account, and every decision you will make today. Next, take your phone and open your banking app. If you haven't already, create a separate account and name it with care, something like Emergency Fund or Calm Reserve. The name matters because it gives your mind meaning and direction. Set an initial automatic transfer, $10, $20, or $50, something simple that feels light, not stressful. Schedule it for the same day and time every week, ideally right after your morning ritual. Consistency beats quantity. Now calculate your essential monthly expenses, housing, food, transportation, basic bills, and write them down on paper or in your Notes app. Your goal is to eventually save 3 to 6 months of that amount, but without pressure. Break the big goal into small monthly milestones you can celebrate. Close your eyes for 15 seconds and visualize your calm reserve balance rising step by step, like water filling a reservoir. Feel your breath deepen as the level increases. Before ending, open your account summary and, if possible, transfer even a small symbolic amount today, no matter how little. This act signals to your brain that the process has already begun. As you confirm the transfer, touch your glass of water and repeat, what I bless multiplies. My water becomes my wealth. Throughout the day, each time you drink water, let it remind you of the flow you've set in motion. Steady, clear, expanding. You are no longer reacting to money with fear. You are creating from calm, because every sip you take is another step toward peace and prosperity. Repeat this phrase every day, morning, noon, and night, until it becomes part of your heartbeat. My water becomes my wealth. Say it softly when you wake up. Say it while you pour your glass of water. Say it before you make a decision about money. Because every repetition is more than a mantra. It's a message to your subconscious, a declaration that abundance is no longer outside of you. It flows through you. When you whisper, my water becomes my wealth, you're reminding your mind that prosperity is not something you chase, it's something you align with. You're reprogramming your nervous system to connect peace with progress, gratitude with growth, and saving with safety. Let the words move with your breath. Feel the vibration of each syllable settle into your chest. The phrase is simple, but its power is ancient, because water has always responded to intention. As you say it, imagine the molecules in the water and the 70% of your body that is also water, rearranging themselves into harmony, stability, and flow. Every time you speak it, your energy changes slightly. You start to feel calmer when you check your bank account. You stop seeing money as a threat and start seeing it as a current, something that can be guided, directed, multiplied. You begin to act from a place of peace, not panic. And here's what happens next. The outer world begins to mirror that calm. Bills get paid on time. Opportunities show up unexpectedly. Savings begin to grow almost effortlessly, because you're no longer resisting wealth. you're resonating with it. These 5 words are a bridge between science and spirit. They remind you that flow creates growth, and gratitude creates magnetism. When you bless your water and declare this phrase, you're literally syncing your biology with your belief. Your heartbeat steadies, your breath deepens, and your brain begins to associate money with safety instead of fear. So don't rush it. Say it slowly. Let the phrase fill the space around you like ripples in still water. My water becomes my wealth. My calm becomes my currency. My flow becomes my freedom. Use it as your anchor when stress hits. Whisper it before you sleep. Write it in your journal. The more often you say it, the more your subconscious accepts it as fact. And once your subconscious believes it, the universe begins to arrange everything to match. Because words are seeds, water is soil, and intention is sunlight. So plant this phrase in your heart each day, and watch how peace, stability, and abundance begin to bloom everywhere you go. Now it's your turn. Go get your glass of water, yes, right now, and take one calm, intentional breath. Look at that water like it's a mirror of your life, clear, flowing, and full of potential. Then, say it out loud with me. My water is abundance. Type it in the comments below, not as routine, but as a declaration. Because every comment is an energetic imprint. Every word you write sends a signal to the universe saying, I'm no longer surviving, I'm flowing. Don't just watch this video and move on. Participate in it. When you comment, you're anchoring your intention in the physical world. When you like this video, you're amplifying that vibration. And when you subscribe and tap the bell, you're choosing to stay in a current of wealth, clarity, and calm, surrounded by people who, like you, are ready to live from peace instead of pressure. This channel isn't just about money, it's about energy. It's about transforming the way you feel, think, and act around abundance. Every video here is a new ritual, a new doorway to alignment. And the more you engage, the more the energy expands around you. So go ahead, comment, my water is abundance. Like, to send that frequency into motion. Subscribe, to receive the next ritual before anyone else. Turn on notifications, because the flow doesn't stop here, it keeps growing with every new practice. Close your eyes for a second and imagine hundreds, maybe thousands of people around the world doing the same thing, holding a glass of water, blessing it, breathing deeply, declaring abundance. Feel that energy connecting with yours. It's no longer just you, it's us. A collective wave of calm prosperity rising together. You don't have to force change anymore. You just have to align with it. And today, it starts with one small sacred act, blessing your water, blessing your wealth, and blessing your future self for choosing peace over panic. So let's seal this moment together. Take your last sip, smile, and whisper one last time, my water becomes my wealth. And then, type it, feel it, believe it. Because the more you affirm it, the faster it flows. Your next level of peace, stability, and prosperity is already on its way. All you had to do was bless it.